Alright, folks, this is Roz, otherwise known as Iron Beer, and we're going to be here for another Return to Ravnica 4-pack draft. 4-pack sealed. And getting closer to Christmas, and while the wife is nice and asleep, that means it is time to play some Magic. So, or as my wife likes to call it, the loser card game. She never understands the true power of Magic the Gathering. But let's go ahead and take a look here at what we have in this particular pool of cards. Go ahead and sort by rarity. I'm really hoping for something that does not have to deal with Selesnya or Golgari, just because I feel like I've been playing those out recently. Alright, so we have two of these rares that are basically pointless. And then we have a Wild Beastmaster, which is like, I don't know if that's going to be any good or not. And a Precinct Captain. Precinct Captain's actually pretty cool. I don't mind him. I think he's good. The fact that he has First Strike is not bad. His 1/1 little white soldier tokens are okay, I guess. Other than that, though, I don't know. Maybe he's better than I give him. I should give him more credit. I'm not really sure. But anyway. Let's go ahead and sort by color. And this Wild Beastmaster, I've never used it. I know that I've seen some decks where people can pump it to obscene levels, and even with just a giant growth, just the giving all the other creatures +4/+4 is just enough to take over the game. We'll see if we can. I don't know. We'll see if we have anything to make something like that happen. Over here in the, I can already see that the white and the green is looking pretty decent. Looks like we got a Judgment Griffin, which is fine. Stellar Songbirds I'm not like super thrilled about, but it's definitely not terrible. Selesnya Sentry, Security Blockade, a pair of Avenging Arrows. Look at that, some removal. There's that Rest in Peace. Sphere of Safety, I don't really know. We don't really have any Knightly Valors or anything like that. Yeah, this Trained Caracal is okay. Let's see, in blue, it looks like we have a... Well, you know what we're going to do real quick is we will put everything that I'm probably not playing just in a big pile over here. And we'll leave everything up here for right now. So, Dispel is not bad in this format. There's a lot of instant tricks that people like to throw around, so I don't really feel bad about ever taking it. Doorkeeper's fine for clogging up the ground. Injection Injunction is okay. Inspirations go okay. Runewing is fine. Void Wither is real good, and Skyline Predator. So really, the blue is pretty much all playable. Pair of Deviant Glees, really. Tavern Swindler, Grim Rustabout, Dead Reveler, very good. Mine Rot is not really what I would enjoy playing, and a Terrace Worm is not that great either. Bellows Lizard. We'll put these in the definitely not pile. Bellows Lizard might get played if I had the right deck for it. I don't really think so, though. Annihilating Fire is real nice, and then a pair of Survey the Wreckages is just totally unplayable. And then a Guild Feud, no. So red is looking absolutely terrible, with realistically two playable cards. One which is great, and the other which is strong, but nothing that I'm like super thrilled about. Pair of Drudge Beetles, that's not bad at all. Chorus of Might is okay. Seek the Horizon, no. Towering Indrik is okay. Karazda Monitor is okay. And Axebane Stag is like, that's something where like I might side it in against a deck that's like all defenders or something like that, where I just need to plow through those ground defenses. And then in the multicolor here, we have a Sundering Growth, which is very sideboardable. A pair of Centaur Healers. That is lovely. That makes me want to go Selesnya, even though I don't want to go Selesnya. A Selesnya Charm also makes me want to go Selesnya. Vassal Soul is good. Guild Mages, alright. I think, I don't know, after playing with a lot of the different Guild Mages, this is kind of the one that I have used the least. And I don't mean like I've seen him in drafts the least. I just mean like I've actually utilized his abilities the least. In order of Guild Mages, I mean, obviously V2 Ghazi is probably right there at the top. The Rix Mahdi Guild Mage is right up there as well with Karazda Guild Mage. I'm not really sure which one's better. Maybe the Karazda Guild Mage, just because there's a lot of flexibility there. And this Nivix Guild Mage is probably at the bottom The Detain Flying Guild Mage, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, is actually pretty decent. I've ridden to victories in quite a few games because of that ability to fly. So Nivix Guild made a pair of Izzet Charms. Goblin Electromancer. Chemist's Trick is maybe. Rakdos Cackler, Spawnerix Made, Rakdos Charm, no. And Grizzly Salvage, maybe. Fixing wise, we have Rakdos Guildgate and a Selesnya Guildgate. Okay, so the white looks pretty good, the green looks pretty good, so that immediately tells me Selesnya. We do have, again, this Precinct Captain and this Wild Beastmaster. We have essentially no pump except for a Chorus of Might. Man, what I would like to see is, like, you know, maybe a Ethereal Armor or something like that. We have this Deviant Glees, which means we could, once again, go with some sort of Golgari Selesnya deck. Let's see what that looks like real quick. So let's go ahead and just throw all this down here for right now. And throw all this down here for right now. And this pair of Deviant Glees. Man, there's so much Selesnya stuff that I'd want to play. I don't even know if I would need to splash another color. Let's see. There's that there. And that would be it, really. So, looking at that, it looks not terrible. There's not a whole lot of populate here. There's a security blockade for a night token. There's a Cellar of Songbirds for a bird token, and there's a Selesnya Charm for a token. And then there's this Precinct Captain, which kind of like, he does some weird stuff. But other than that, like, I'm not really seeing a lot of things here. There's a lot of good, strong creatures. Like, these Centaur Healers are fantastic. I don't mind having those at all. And then there's these Deviant Glees, which are okay. I don't know, though. It's like I don't really feel... This Wild Beastmaster's here, and she's okay, too, but other than Chorus of Might, we have absolutely no way to interact with her. Is that really what I want to be doing? I don't think it is. But let's just kind of like throw this pile over here for right now. How about Izzet? I don't get to do Izzet enough. Let's see what that might look like. So we have the Nivix, we have these charms, and this Goblin Electromancer. I'd probably run the Cackler. There's really no reason not to. Yes to the Labra Crew and the Annihilating Fire. Certainly don't mind that. Dispel could work. Doorkeeper and Action Injunction, Inspiration, and Skyline Predator. We would probably be splashing for, well, we'd probably be splashing for black. We do have this Rakdos Guildgate, which is kind of nice. Oh, we have the Vassal Soul as well. Have this Vassal Soul, and what would we take from black? What would we put in here to pump this up a little bit? We would need 2 more cards, so I would guess the Reveler and the Roustabout. That looks pretty all right, actually. There's not a whole lot of meat, though. There's not a whole lot of, like, stuff on the ground. We have this Rogue's Passage. So this Rogue's Passage, I need to think about using that, because that's possible. That's possible to sneak some really good damage through. That means that maybe I'd like to play this Spawn of Rix Made. What would I take out for it, though? These Izzet Charms are really good. This Inaction Injunction is pretty good. I might take out this Runewing. Is that kind of underwhelming, maybe? But then I'm not sure I'd have enough creatures. I'm sitting at 12 creatures right now, which is roughly where you want to be. So maybe the spell comes out and gets sideboarded in. That leaves us with 12 creatures. And we have a good amount of spells to mix in with our creatures here. Let's see, we have these Izzet Charms. And then the inaction injunction. Having Goblin Electromancer is okay. He interacts with a couple ways. Mainly the couple being this inaction injunction and then the annihilating fire. What am I missing? Oh, and the inspiration. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. I kind of like it. I don't know if it's as powerful as the white green deck. It's something different for a change. I mean, I want to win. I want to win the sealed tournament, but I like trying new things as well. Let's see. We still have about 8 minutes to mess around with some different ideas. What else can we do here? What if we did Azorius Selesnya? What would that look like? What would you want for that? Let's see. We'd want that. We'd want probably that. These two Avenging Arrows. Yeah, the Precinct Captain. Selesnya Charm. Drudge Beetles? I don't know. We'll put them in there for right now. We'll see how they look. And Predator. We don't have, like, the classic Azurius stuff is the only thing. We don't have any Skywatches. We don't have any Arresters. Excuse me. We don't have any Justiciars. Void Wielder. Inspiration, Vassal Soul. We have an inaction injunction. That Doorkeeper is, like, really underwhelming. But, I mean, we can throw it in there. Would that be a deck? Would that be something? No. No, I definitely don't like that. That's... I mean, we're squeezing in, like, a Precinct Captain, but at the expense of just... I don't know, I just don't think these cards are as good. I don't think they're as good as the Izzet Charms and the Annihilating Fire and having some big beef on the board like a Spawn of Rix Mate. Very average at best. It's actually a tough sell. It's a tough sell either way. That's right, though. We'll figure something out. Let's go ahead and manipulate this a little bit more here. We'll go ahead and bring back our... go ahead and bring back this Izzet Rakdos thing. So Rakdos Cackler, an action injunction, the Izzet Charms, Doorkeeper, Goblin Electromancer, Grim Roustabout, Nivix Guildmage. How hungry are we here for mana? We have a pair of blues in Skyline Predator and a pair of reds in Annihilating Fire and a pair of blues in Vassal Soul because we're not really running any white. And let's see. Let's take a look at the color. So most of our reds are hanging out in the multicolored area. This amount of multicolors is actually not bad. This might actually get some value out of this Lobber crew. I don't know. Take a look at these creatures again. Vassal Soul, Dead Reveler. I like Dead Reveler. See what the land looks like. Yeah, we're not going to need the white. 2 blacks. How about that? So that would give us 3 black sources. That would give us 5 blue sources, 5 red sources. And that's what we would have? So basically what we're trying to do here is control the game with Is-It Charms and Annihilating Fire, and use Doorkeeper to hold up the ground, create some tempo with an Action Injunction and Void Wielder. Keep wanting to say Welder. I've heard a lot of people saying Welder, and now like it's stuck with me. Same thing with Soul Teeth. I'm 99% sure that's supposed to be Soul Tithe. Anyway, we have middle of the game Gas with Inspiration. And Lobber Crew, for if the ground is all clogged up, we can at least do some damage. How many flyers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 flyers. It's actually a decent amount of flyers for a 30-card deck like this. I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. I think it's actually pretty decent. We have the potential to sideboard in things like Dispel, Chemister's Trick. I don't know if I would sideboard this in. I might, like against a what would I do this against? Against like maybe like a Centaur deck or like a big Knight deck or something like that, like with all like two power creatures. Kind of work it like a reverse teleportal. I don't know. There's kind of a lot of things that have to align for that to actually be worth it. This Raxos Charm is like, would I ever play that? I don't know. Maybe I would. Mainly, though, I just want to make sure I have the stuff that I'm going to need. Yeah, I think we have a pretty good amount of creatures in the different areas. And we're not really ramping toward too much. Our mana curve looks good, and curve is what you really want to go for when you're dealing with this type of pool. We don't have any bombs. We have this Rogue's Passage, which is like, it's not really a bomb, but it can sneak in a win, whereas maybe we wouldn't have gotten one. That's kind of neat. And I'm guessing this white-green deck here will be like our backup deck. Like if I have to try something else, we'll go ahead and do that. I think everyone has probably been waiting for me long enough, so we'll go ahead and submit and see how we do.